Chrisley knows best. The Chrisleys tell all after federal lockup, secrets, regrets, and a shocking redemption arc. Hello, everyone. Welcome back for another video. I hope everyone's having a great day. Before watching the video, please subscribe and like it. Once hailed as America's most charming Southern family, the Chrisleys built an empire on faith, fashion, and family antics, all televised weekly on USA Network's Chrisley Knows Best. But when the cameras stopped rolling and prison gates closed behind Todd and Julie Chrisley in 2023, everything changed. Now, after serving significant time in federal lockup for bank fraud and tax evasion, the once pristine image of perfection is splintered, and they're finally ready to tell their side of the story. For the first time since their high-profile sentencing and imprisonment, the Chrisleys are stepping back into the spotlight, not on a reality show soundstage, but in raw, unfiltered interviews, exclusive documentaries, and a memoir that promises to blow the lid off the carefully manicured narrative they once controlled. This is not the Chrisley comeback fans expected. It's the redemption story neither critics nor supporters saw coming. A fall from grace, but not from fame. Todd and Julie Chrisley were sentenced to a combined 19 years in federal prison in late 2022. Their crimes? Conspiring to defraud banks of over $30 million, hiding income from their reality show, and evading federal taxes. They were a picture of American prosperity, designer clothes, lavish homes, Christian values, and Southern charm. But behind the scenes, prosecutors argued, was a house of cards built on lies, forged documents, and fraudulent bank loans. Fans were stunned. How could the doting father of 5 and his genteel wife, who prayed before dinner and preached morals on TV, have orchestrated such an elaborate financial scheme? Today, Todd has served over a year at the federal prison camp in Pensacola, Florida, and Julie at Lexington's Federal Medical Center in Kentucky. Though both are now speaking from facilities they claim offered more than just incarceration, they claim prison gave them perspective. We lost our freedom, Todd writes in his new book, Rebuilding Grace. The truth behind the show. But we found something far more important. Our truth. The show was who we thought people wanted us to be. Prison stripped us down to who we really are. The Chrisley family reacts, divided we stand. As Todd and Julie fought for early release and later sentence reductions, granted in part due to policy changes and good behavior, their children weathered the storm in different ways. Savannah Chrisley, the most publicly vocal, stepped into the role of family spokesperson, launching a podcast, Unlocked with Savannah Chrisley, taking custody of her younger brother Grayson and niece Chloe, and updating fans with every legal twist. Yet, her recent interviews hint at fractures even within the close-knit family. I love my parents, Savannah said in an emotional segment. But there were things I didn't know. And I'm still learning to reconcile the parents I grew up with and the people who were involved in this mess. Chase Chrisley, once known for his playboy antics and humorous foil to Todd's strict parenting, remained relatively quiet. Sources close to the family say he's struggling to process the betrayal and has taken a step back from the public eye, even distancing himself from production talks about a potential Chrisley reboot. Meanwhile, Nanny Faye, the breakout star and family matriarch, became a fan favorite again after appearing in a tearful YouTube message in support of Todd and Julie. I'm 80-something years old, she said, and I've seen what people don't. They made mistakes. But they're still good people. Don't you judge unless you've walked in their shoes. Inside federal lockup, letters, losses, and lessons. Todd Chrisley has never been one to back down from drama, and prison hasn't changed that. According to both public statements and excerpts from his memoir, he faced threats, dehumanizing conditions, and what he calls a culture of intimidation. In a now viral podcast episode, recorded via phone from prison, Todd alleged a correctional officer referred to him as TV Boy and implied he would be a target. I had to learn quickly who I could trust, he said. Let me be clear, it was terrifying, and it was real. Julie, battling health concerns including post-cancer complications, described her experience as a spiritual battlefield. She writes in her tell-all that being separated from her family nearly broke her. Every night I would cry. I'd hold onto my Bible like it was my only lifeline, because it was. They claim letters kept them going. Thousands from fans. Dozens from family. One from Grayson that Todd says he'll frame and hang in his home one day, if, as he notes, we're lucky enough to have a home again. The tell-all bombshells. In their joint interview with a major streaming network, Todd and Julie drop revelations that contradict much of what was assumed throughout the trial. First, they admit to mismanagement and poor financial decisions, but denied ever intending to defraud. We were too trusting, Julie insists. We handed over control to people who didn't have our best interest at heart. Todd, however, is more defiant. I'll take responsibility for my ignorance, he says. But I won't take responsibility for criminal intent. That wasn't me. The couple also claimed that editing in Chrisley knows best distorted their image, focusing on extravagance and conflict rather than the sincere family values they hoped to portray. They wanted drama, Todd says. And we gave it to them. Perhaps the most shocking reveal. Todd suggests a major reality star once blackmailed them during a vulnerable time, threatening to release damaging information unless they pulled out of a joint deal. While he does not name names, speculation is already flying across social media. Redemption, reality, and rebuilding the brand. Despite their legal troubles, the Chrisleys are already plotting a return, this time on their own terms. A documentary series, currently untitled, is in production with an independent company and will feature never-before-seen footage, voice memos from prison, and interviews with family and former producers. The reboot, however, is said to be less reality TV and more docu-style. Think surviving Chrisley rather than keeping up with the Chrisleys. Savannah will serve as executive producer, though insiders say she is wary of reopening family woes on camera. She wants transparency, one source said, but she also wants healing. Julie has signed a deal to write a book focused on faith, forgiveness, and finding strength behind bars. Todd's upcoming speaking tour, titled Tested by Fire, will reportedly take him to churches, colleges, and podcast stages nationwide. Once he completes his sentence, of course. Public backlash versus public curiosity. Not everyone is celebrating the Chrisleys' return. Critics argue the couple is profiting off their crimes and downplaying the impact of their fraud. It's insulting, one former associate said. There are victims. Banks lost money. They shouldn't get to turn it into a storyline. But others, especially longtime fans, say they see a changed family. They serve their time. One fan commented, "Let them share their truth." Social media is ablaze with debates. Hashtags like #ChristleyComeback and #ChristleyCancel culture trending in alternating waves. Faith, family, and final acts. Through it all, the Chrisleys insist one thing has never wavered, their faith. It's easy to believe when life is good, Julie says. Harder when everything is stripped from you. That's when you find out what you really believe. Todd echoes the sentiment. God isn't done with us. That's what I've learned. We were broken. Now we're being rebuilt. As for what comes next, a possible scripted series, a partnership with a major Christian publisher, maybe even a return to reality TV, though not under USA Network. You haven't seen The Last of Us. Todd grins in a promotional teaser for their new docuseries. The next time, you'll see the real us. Closing credits. A new kind of best. From mansion dwellers to federal inmates, from reality TV royalty to redemption seekers, the Chrisleys have lived through extremes most Americans will never know. Love them or loathe them, one thing is certain. Chrisley Knows Best might be over as we once knew it. But the story of the Chrisleys is far from finished. The cameras may roll again, but this time, the masks are off. And America is watching. Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, America Trends 24, and stay with us.